guys, and welcome to Carol's Universe. Really glad that you can join me on this lovely Saturday afternoon. In the last video, if you remember, I said that I'd be doing a review of the new Lancome Teint Idole 24-hour foundation. Well, I've got it here and I'm going to be doing a review now of it. I didn't actually buy the foundation, I actually got it in a sample. I got a couple of samples actually. I was matched to a shade 13, shade 12 and also a shade 11. Very interesting. Shade 13 turned out to be too dark, shade 12 turned out to be just about okay, but it was still a tad too dark, almost appearing very bronzy orangey on my skin. And shade 11, which I've got on now, I think this looks okay. She seems to be the one. Seems to be alright. So I actually went around Tuesday. I went to the gym very early on Tuesday. Then I decided instead of spending money, I'd try and get a few free things. So I went around 3 stores. I went to House of Fraser, I went to Debenhams, and I went to Boots. And in each of those stores I decided to visit MAC, I decided to visit Lancome, Chanel, Estee Lauder, Clinique, and get loads of samples of their newest foundations. So I'm going to be reviewing all of those through the week. I'll be showing you a picture of Lancome at the end of this actual video. So you'll see a picture of the actual foundation at the end of the video, but I don't have it now, but I've got the sample. Okay, you probably already know what it looks like if you actually come to this channel to have a look at the review, so that's great. So let's make a start on this. As I said, I went and I got matched with 3. One turned out to be not a very good match, second one turned out, shade 12 turned out to be just okay, and number 11 turned out to be, I think, what was the perfect match. So here are the two samples that I got. This one here I think is the shade 12, and this one here, I don't know whether you can see this properly on screen, is the shade 11. Okay. What do I like about this foundation? What to me is so interesting about this foundation is that they're really good at picking up on the yellow undertones of darker ladies, which I did like. It retails at £27. Okay, I think it comes in a standard 30ml bottle. The consistency is lovely. This is one of the things that I absolutely love about this foundation. It's quite a thick consistency, but it's not gloopy. It's not really heavy. It's kind of between watery and thick. It's just a really nice, it's not pasty or anything like that. It's just a really lovely consistency. So let me show you what this looks like. Here we go. So I'm just gonna, they've given me a bottle with a spatula attached to it, which is really nice. I'm just gonna do something there, tap a bit on there. Now, pardon me if this looks red on the skin. It doesn't usually look, it doesn't look red on my skin when I apply it, but it does for some reason on the hand, maybe a bit. This is definitely for yellow undertones, it's not for red. So this is shade 11, definitely for a yellow undertone and not for a red. I'm just rubbing this in now. It seems to go in quite nicely actually. Ignore the sheen, I've just put some cocoa butter on my hands. So there we are. Seems to have moulded in quite nicely. So what do I like about this foundation? As I've mentioned, I like the consistency of it. I think the consistency is very nice. I like the shade. I think the shade has a lovely yellow undertone once it settles onto the skin. The price is £27. It is a little on the high side, but it's not much more than if you were going to get something from Benefit. It is a lot more than MAC, obviously. But if you're looking for something that will stay on your skin practically all day, then I would definitely recommend this. It's 24 hour, which means that I'm not sure whether it stays for 24 hours because I'm rarely up for 24 hours, but it does have some good longevity. It will stay for a good amount of time on your skin. I actually applied it on Wednesday actually. I went to the gym again, got washed and dressed, applied it from 11:30 till 6:30. It seemed to just sit on the skin very nicely until I washed it off after 6:30 in the evening. So I like that. I like the fact that it's got good longevity. The consistency is very nice, and the colouring seems to in a way be spot on, but that's only once it's actually settled on the skin. What don't I like about this foundation? I don't like the fact that when you apply it, it seems to be very, very yellow. So when you first apply this foundation, it just seems to, the yellowness seems to be really obvious on the skin. It almost looks really bronzy, and that takes time to actually settle down and mould into the skin. That's something that I don't particularly like about this foundation, the fact that you can't just kind of put it on, put your setting powder on and then just go. You know, the fact, you know, you put it on and then you've got to kind of wait for about half an hour. With me, yeah, around half an hour, 20 to 30 minutes for it to settle down and really, you know, mesh into the skin and look nice. So I didn't like that. I also don't like that in broad daylight, when I put it on Wednesday morning coming back from the gym, and as I always do when I get a new concealer or a new foundation, I always have a mirror in my bag so I can have a look what it looks like as I'm walking along in broad daylight. The fact that in broad daylight it does look like I'm wearing makeup, I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact, because I don't like things, as I've said, looking really makeup-y. I like them to look natural and almost like it's like just warming my skin up and giving me a lovely natural hue. This seemed to look very, very yellow on my skin as I was walking along. Maybe it's because I just applied it, but I didn't like the fact that it actually looked quite makeup-y on my skin. So those were the two things that I wasn't very keen on with the foundation. But the good things, the positive things, do definitely outweigh the negative things. The fact that you can put it on for a certain amount of time and it will last. The fact that the consistency is really good. This is, I would say, is a medium to heavy not heavy coverage, but medium to all over coverage sort of thing. So basically you can build it up, but you don't need much foundation to actually build this up to get a good coverage. You know, you only need very little, because the consistency is a nice, not really thick, but it is a nice consistency, not too watery, not too thick, just in between. So you only need a bit to build this up. And also the fact that, yeah, it's 24 hours, lasts a good amount of time, good coverage on the skin, and also this will go for any skin tone at all. So whether you're not skin tone, skin type, sorry. So whether you're oily, whether you're dry, whether you're normal, whether you're combination, this will suit any type of skin. Also, it says on the bottle, I'm between oily and dry, so I'm kind of combination skin. I used to be really oily, but my skin seemed to have changed. So basically, it does actually go for all types of skin, which is a really good thing. So it's a case of, if you're looking for a foundation that will go with every type of skin, a foundation that is long wearing, a foundation where it will practically match the colour of your skin after a certain amount of time of putting it on, a foundation that looks, I believe, looks really nice on the skin. You know, it doesn't look really cakey or anything like that. Sorry, the sun's just come out, so it's really clouding my face. And also a foundation that you know, you can wear it and it feels really invisible on the skin, so it doesn't feel really heavy. It doesn't feel like you're wearing makeup at all, to be totally honest with you. I would still suggest trying to be quite sparing. If you do have blemishes, just I've got blemishes, I just tidy them up with a bit of concealer. I think that's the best thing to do, rather than caking your face with a load of makeup. Be careful of how much you put on this, because it does, a little bit goes a long, long way. So be careful of what you're putting on your skin. So that's a review of the Lancome Teint Ultra Idol foundation. Would I buy it? Would you buy it? I'm not sure yet. I've got the sample. I can think of other foundations that I could use that are a lot cheaper than this and that I think would look a lot more natural. But then if you're looking for all those things, good coverage, long wearing, you know, a good shade for your skin, definitely get this. It does cost 27 quid, as I did mention, so it's not on the cheap side. It is very pricey, but then you get what you pay for, don't you? It's not bad, but probably something that I wouldn't invest in. Out of 10, what would I give it? Probably give it about a 7 out of 10, which I think is being generous. The next review I'm going to do is going to be on the MAC Match Master foundation, which I think is an absolutely beautiful, well, it looks beautiful. I got matched with 7.5. That's in a sample as well. I haven't bought that one yet. Going to try that out and see what it's like. But until then, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed that review. Hope it was informative. Any questions, just send me, you know, just inbox me. Quite happy to answer any questions, and see you next time. Thanks for your time.